You wasn't on. Wait a minute, come on now, I got ADHD. I heard the tick in the 3, 2, 1. All right, sorry guys, hold on, just bear with me. So here we go. Hey guys, we're back. So we're back with Joni and Ajah. I just want to just kind of the ending part of this, just to see about any events that's coming up that we can support. Again, that the number, and don't call yet, but the number is 404-436-1277. If you had any questions, you can call in. But I want to just highlight any upcoming events that these young ladies have. I'm gonna call y'all like yong ladies, make you youthful. Someone told me I didn't look over 30. Look at his face. All right, I'm almost 40. I'm almost 40. Okay, so all right, wait a minute, that was on live, sorry. So Joni, do you have any upcoming events coming up, or just something you would like to share with everyone?
Yeah, so no official events, but I'm really, really excited about some of the partnerships that I've been able to create. So we did a bunch of workshops with a lot of the school coordinators, teachers, and admins from all around the city, from all the Baltimore City school systems.
Awesome.
So they have been really excited. So one by one, different schools have been contacting me to do professional development for their admin staff. Mm-hmm. So I would like for anybody listening, if you have any connections with any type of business that contracts people to do professional development, that's what I need. And we focus on those non-executive leaders. So if you know, in a business where you have like the staff, they do all the dirty work, they handle the clients, and then you have the leaders right over top of them, those are the leaders that we focus on. So it could be a restaurant, it could be a grocery store, a hotel, anything where leadership is important. Those are the type of connections that I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking to be in Mervo right after the holidays. Depending on how much business y'all can get me, it's going to depend on how many schools we can go to.
Well, don't take her away from us now.
Hey.
She said, hey.
But we really want this entrepreneur thing going. And I know that I had spoke to a couple of my other nonprofit buddies too. So part of the goal too is that any nonprofit in Baltimore that is currently not receiving funding, we want them to be able to receive funding through our for-profit business.
Okay, awesome. So again, any businesses out there, please, Joni is the real deal. Anything, even in the school systems,
yes,
please reach out. Everybody that, I think you're both on it, so consider partners or supporters. You can always go to our website at rtvproject.org. There's links to their websites or their Facebook page. So it's always just trying to keep everybody just grounded, kind of like the yellow pages, that one-stop shop. So you can always go there. And again, it's rtvproject.org. If you would like to be added to it, if you would like to be on the show, that's how you get to it. If you like to have me speak, you got to go through that, because I can't do text messages. I'll forget. I'll forget writing it down. All right, so. Okay.
I wanted to know if you could go through, tell them some of the steps to create nonprofit.
Yeah, sure. So I'm not even going to lie to you guys. So I was inspired shamelessly to create my nonprofit after the Freddie Gray. So I didn't know anything about nonprofits. I wasn't even thinking about a nonprofit. So Google was my best friend. What I did was I basically went on the Maryland.gov site, got all the steps from the Maryland.gov site, and just basically followed it. A lot of people will do it the traditional way, which is filling out the paper form, but I found that it was a lot easier to do it just online. You can fill out everything online, pay your $600, and then provided that paperwork is okay, you will have your nonprofit status in less than 6 weeks. My nonprofit status came back approved in just 2 weeks. And when I tell you I had bare minimum information. So don't feel like you have to, turn in this 25-page synopsis, because people will try to charge you an arm and a leg to do that. And really you don't. All you need to have is just a solid plan of what you want to do. It has to tie into a nonprofit cause. You pick the type of cause that you're going to be working with, and then you just submit the paper. And this is, of course, after you've already had your business incorporated with the state of Maryland.
Okay, well, that's good to know. I'm writing my notes. She's been my coach.
Man, I got you. I'll send you all the links. Don't even worry about it.
Any other questions on there?
The other one was similar.
Okay. All right. Oh, we had questions online. Thank you. Y'all is, thank you so much. Y'all don't want to call. I like callers too. I like to communicate. So,
I'm sorry.
all right. Okay, go ahead.
It's more so about the ceasefire and y'all thoughts on what you heard.
And this is in no way the belief of any organization that any of us represent. This is our own individual entity. Humans are humans. And I think that at the end of the day, we all have responses to things, whether it be happy, sad, angry, or mad. And the political height that we're in, the social height that we're in, we are not taught how to properly react to things. And I'm sure that there were people that were like, I don't want to be the person that has this issue happen during the ceasefire, but situations happen where I can't process any other way to handle it than handling it this way.
Absolutely.
So it's said that we had to have a loss of life at any capacity, especially when we were doing a height of no violence at all. But we have to give our city credit. We went 41 hours before the first person was unfortunately murdered. So to go a full, not just 24, but almost 48 during a moment that we're asking for a pause, we cannot rob ourselves of that victory. We have to acknowledge that and just hope that, whatever the reasons were behind it, they were validated in how they felt in doing it, and that it wasn't just a knee-jerk reaction for something minor. Right.
My comment on it is just coming from just personal. My husband, and I'll say it every time because I'm gonna acknowledge him at everything. But my husband was murdered. It'll be coming up in 15 years. And just because that was taken from me doesn't mean that we just stop right there. We have to continue. Just like she said, we can't rob that. At least 41 hours went on. So don't beat yourself up about it. But we have to also look at it as though, even though telling them not to, we have to understand that there are mental illnesses. There are people that cannot suppress their anger. There are things that we need to be grabbing and assisting with at that moment. We just had a grief support group with some youth just yesterday. Amazing. I mean, if it was 25 students, and if all those students didn't cry, at least majority of them did. And it's not that I was like, hey, I'm glad they did. We wanted them to know it's okay to let that out. People are holding a lot of anger inside, and when it comes out violent sometimes. So it's just a matter of shifting that. We have gone more than 41 hours before. We have done ceasefires before. The thing is, we have to continue to do whatever was working. What I saw and what I commend is that I saw communities gathering. I saw happiness. I saw joy. I saw different block parties and cookouts. And we can't take that effort. Many organizations, many communities came together to do what they, to bring that together. And that's different organizations. We can't just bring that down and forget because of one person, two persons, or the third, So my take on it is that it was still a joyful thing to bring everyone together. Now we do the awareness. Now we figure, and like I said yesterday, doing the grief support, or continue to do yours, or whatever's going on. But we have to continue to do that. And we have to understand that people are living with mental illnesses. People are having, and that goes with anything, anger management. I seen people that was like, I'm like, oh my gosh, even, Sunday, there's mental illness. And no matter if you say stop, if in their head, it doesn't matter. So kudos to everyone that played a part, and all of their efforts it showed throughout the city. So thank you to everyone. What I'm going to do, hope there's no other. What I want to do in the last couple of minutes is I want to we're gonna bring this down, but let me just say one thing because I missed it. This Saturday, Restoring the Village will be a vendor and supporting the Hilton community, and many know that community is in need, like many others, but they're really getting hit hard. And They actually have their 7th annual back to school community fair. We will be a vendor there. They are asking that if anyone else would like to be a vendor, that, you can reach out to them to set up. They're going to be giving out book bags and food and other things. So it's this Saturday from 12 to 4. So thank you, Amanda Stokes and the Stokes family, for continuing to do this. This is their 7th annual, and we'll be there to support that community. The last thing I wanted to say, and I'm going to let Ajah start it, but this is a fairly new partnership that we had, and I'm excited about it. And it kind of ties in from yesterday's grief and also a partnership. So you want to talk about that, Ajah, and what do we need?
Yes. So Keys Development and Keys Empowers, excuse me, we are doing a community healing garden reveal on Saturday, September the 19th from 11 to 3. We are currently in need of volunteers to help us create the garden. So it started with our youth works workers. We took 20 youth that were my babies that were personally within our program. They went out, they literally turned ground, they tilled, they got their hands dirty. They're learning what trauma is and what it looks like. And the process and the notion is that if you understand what life looks like, watching it blossom in front of your eyes, one, you create value. Two, is that you start to understand things about yourself. So all of the volunteers that have come in, that have put their hands into the dirt, are really addressing things that are happening within themselves related to trauma. If a flower doesn't get enough water, sunlight, support, nourishment, is going to die. And it's the same thing that we're doing, but unfortunately we're doing it silently and we don't understand how it's impacting us until it's too late. So we're having conversations about trauma. We're dealing with job loss. We're dealing with school closings. We're dealing with mass incarceration. We're dealing with police brutality. We're dealing with murders. So all of these things are impacting us to the point that we've normalized these behaviors, and we don't understand that this is not normal.
It's not normal.
It should not be happening, and we're able to impact that change. So those conversations along with the garden are allowing people to really get to the root, literally, of some issues. It's kind of a play on words, but this event, we're going to have vendors. We're going to do it carnival game style. We're going to have people come out and offer jobs. It'll be some back to school information. We just got the green light from the enrollment office from North Avenue, because people are watching and they want to help. The things is that they don't know how to help and what's the most receptive. And so Keys Development has really taken the initiative to say, hey, we're a part of, we're doing, and this is what it's going to look like. So please come out. The address is 220 North Bentlow. You are more than welcome to text 7 Keys VOL Garden to 797979. We do have stipends that we're offering for people that are able to come out and volunteer. We do need volunteers for the day of. Youth can get service learning hours as long as they're 6th grade through 12th grade as of September. And at the end of it, we just need to start communicating. And I know that that's not a word, but we're going to make it something new, because the way that we're all set up here linked together now through these different entities, just because you're in South Baltimore don't mean you can't come to North Baltimore. I don't know where this imaginary line down MLK came from, that I'll go over East and I'll bang over West. It's still Baltimore. You're still included in the numbers.
Absolutely.
So we have to start taking ownership of our streets, our children, and our actions. But we've got to know where it's coming from and why I'm doing it, which is why that communication piece is imperative. And it's never too young to talk about trauma. Never. I remember when my goldfish died and I had to flush it down the toilet, and I didn't understand why I wasn't swimming anymore. And then 2 days later, the other goldfish died because it was lonely because they had been together for 2 years. That's traumatic for a child. And when you take that and you show it on TV, you show it in our communities, and you're burying your cousins at 16 from stray bullets that were never in that life, what does that mean for me? Do I have a chance of survival? Because I'm not even in that way of life. I'm just in the wrong place or the right place at the wrong time. So come get your hands dirty. Come join us. Angie has been amazing. She has given us support. We're in the process of still bringing on more partners because it doesn't stop here. The hope is that if we get enough sponsorship through this, we can extend it into those programs and re-beautify our communities at the same time. Because we all know how you look on the outside impacts how you feel on the inside. And it's not supposed to, but it does. So if kids take ownership of their streets, hey man, you can't drop that litter here.
Absolutely.
Hey, you can't stash your drugs over here. Eventually be like, well, dang, now I got to figure out something to do. Right. We're changing the tide. We're retraining the brain. We're dealing with the trauma. So we're all impacted by trauma. Everyone at this table, everyone that's listening, and be clear. This is a form of brainwashing. This is not normal. You should not see something happening and not be struck or moved. I cried in, what was it, Aladdin, when he didn't want to go back to Jasmine because she found out he was poor. I'm like, oh God. And I'm 6. Disney does that to you. But if your kids are not moved by, Simba and Mufasa died, if you don't cry with Scar, let him go off that rock.
It's a problem.
There's an issue. Because you should have been, oh my goodness, sorry.
Right.
Because that's normal. Crying is normal.
And that's what we showed yesterday at the grief support group. First, you could tell the ones that didn't want to talk about it because they was going to cry. But then one girl said, well, I don't even cry anymore. I'm just kind of used to it. And she had to have been about 10, 11-ish. And when I took notes out of everything I heard, and one girl, I just got to finish this here, but one girl, she said that she, and she might have been about 12. She said that, it's not a date. Her life changed on Friday, and she had the date. I won't say the dates, but she had Friday, blah, 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 blah. But the fact that you remember it was a Friday. And I told her, let me tell you something. My husband died Wednesday, October 2nd, 2002. You know why? Because that is embedded in me.
It's part of you.
And that is normal. And that's something that is like part of your life, just kind of, So the fact is we had that workshop because it's needed. A 15-year-old boy was shot in his forehead this morning. We have to get to those schools. It is not normal for them not to talk about it, for them not to embrace that, to not talk about it and let the hurt out. So we can go into that another time. I truly appreciate you all coming out. Again, please support. If you have any businesses, just swing it over to Leading for Longevity. And if you want to be a part of the community garden, please reach out again.
You can text KEYSVOL space garden to 797979.
And we'll put it on our page again and again and again. I know y'all get tired of my stuff. But anyway, I want to thank Joni, and I want to thank Ajah for being my guest for this evening. You gals, you guys, you ladies, you are powerful, amazing women, are very, very empowering to our community and your family, and we much appreciate you from Restoring the Village. So thank you for being our guest.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Have a good one. I want everyone just to share the video, and again, if you'd like to be a guest on our show in the future, please reach out to us. Have a good one.